Meanwhile, President Trump's nominee to replace his Fed chair, Jerome Powell, faced a lot of questions from lawmakers in the Senate. Happened on Capitol Hill this morning. We're talking about Kevin Warsh. He sat down before the Senate, answered a lot of questions.
By deeply disturbing ethics scandals in recent years involving at least 6 Fed officials. So it's critical that the next chair have no financial conflicts, none. You have more than $100 million in investments that you have refused to disclose to ethics officials and to the public. So let me ask, do the Juggernaut Fund or the THSDFS LLC invest in any companies affiliated with President Trump or his family, companies that have facilitated money laundering, Chinese-controlled companies, or financing vehicles established by Jeffrey Epstein?
What's up, everybody? Major retired Richard Ojeda here. And Trump's Fed pick, Kevin Warsh, got strapped to a spanking machine on Capitol Hill this week by Senator Elizabeth Warren during a portion of his confirmation hearing.
Senator Warren, thank you. So let me first share a point of agreement with you. The Fed has 2 tools. One is its monetary policy, and the second is its credibility. And the scandals that you talked about, the ethics problems you talked about, went to the core of the credibility that has hurt the Fed.
Could you answer my question, please? I ask. You have $100 million in undisclosed assets. And what I'm asking is, are any of those with this outfit that invests in companies affiliated with President Trump or his family, companies that have facilitated money laundering, Chinese-controlled companies, or financing vehicles set up by Jeffrey Epstein? It's a yes or no question.
Senator, I have worked tirelessly with the ethics officials at the Office of Government Ethics.
And you have not
come to an ethics agreement with them
and
have agreed, Senator, to sell all of my financial assets, including the Duquesne assets.
Are you refusing to tell us if you have investments, for example, in vehicles set up to advance Jeffrey Epstein? Is that what you're telling us? You just won't tell us?
When Warren went so far and checked his independence and courage, well, as to be expected, this lackey come up short. He was exposed for the imposter that he is. That's why Warsh was stammering and flailing around with his hair on fire. When presented with the facts, what did Kevin Warsh give us? Dodging, deflecting, and a shaky-ass voice because he knew that he was caught.
Senator, what I'm telling you is that those assets that you represent at Juggernaut will be sold if I'm confirmed before I take office and sign the oath of office.
Let me follow up on that. Will you at least disclose how you plan to disclose and divest these secret assets? I'm sure you understand that the public might question your motives if, for example, billionaire Stanley Druckenmiller, who you honored in your opening statement, and who makes a living guessing what the Fed will do next, cuts you a massive check for $100 million as you take the oath of office to become the new Federal Reserve Chair.
Senator, as you know, it sounds like your fight might not be with me, but the Office of Government Ethics. I have come to full agreement with them and have agreed to divest all of those assets,
I'm asking
especially
you a very
those that you referenced
question,
before
Mr.
I take
Warsh,
the oath of office.
And that is, will you disclose how you divest those assets, or will you just collect a check for $100 million from someone whose whole business is betting on what the Fed will do?
As I said to the ethics officials at the Federal Reserve and the Office of Government Ethics,
they agreed, I'll take that as a no as well.
And as this confirmation moves towards a vote, senators are going to have to make a critical decision. Do they confirm another Trump sycophant or send him packing? Honestly, does this bootlicker look like he'd be a good replacement for Jerome Powell? Can Warsh be trusted, judging by his dismantling that he got at the hand of Senator Elizabeth Warren? The answer is a resounding hell no. So the fireworks started this week on Capitol Hill during Kevin Warsh's confirmation hearing to run the Federal Reserve. This is the job that sets interest rates, shapes the economy, and affects all of our pocketbooks. And that's why Elizabeth Warren took him behind the woodshed and forced him to answer for his conflicts of interest, his courage, and his independence, all of which she found lacking.
Let's check out your independence and your courage. We'll start easy. Mr. Warsh, did Donald Trump lose the 2020 election?
We try to keep politics, if I'm confirmed, out of the Federal
I'm just
Reserve.
asking a factual question. I need to know, I need to measure your independence and your courage.
Senator, I believe that this body certified that election many years ago.
That's not the question I'm asking. I'm asking, did Donald Trump lose in 2020?
And I'm suggesting you in 2020, the Fed
can't
made
answer that.
huge inflation problem, and you certified the election.
So
We
let
need to
me
keep
ask
politics
another
out of
question.
monetary policy.
This guy can't even answer whether Donald Trump lost the 2020 election. Think about that. That's part of the whole agenda, to keep pushing the lie so they can justify everything else. Voter restrictions, rewriting the rules, all of it. And he won't answer, because the moment he does, the whole thing collapses. So instead, he dances around it, gives you that same old song and dance, tries to reframe it, tries to twist it, verbal judo. But Warren doesn't fall for it. She asks him again, direct, no escape, and still no answer. Then she gives him another shot. Name one, just one, part of Donald Trump's economic agenda that you disagree with. One. And he can't do it. Because the second they admit anything is wrong, the whole thing comes crashing down. We cannot trust somebody like this. Look at what happened with Jerome Powell. Even Trump's own pick ended up butting heads with him because he wouldn't just fall in line. And now what? Now we've got the replacement. Kevin Warsh, he's exactly what Donald Trump wants. A lackey, a yes man, someone who will do whatever he's told. And if we don't stand up to this, we lose everything. What do you think happens if you just let Trump do whatever he wants? You're already seeing it. Healthcare on the line, food benefits on the line, social safety nets disappearing, division, hatred, all of it getting worse. That's where this goes. And hell, we just saw how far this can go. Donald Trump wanting the nuclear codes to strike Iran this weekend, and General Dan Cain stepping in and saying, hell no. Think about that. If it weren't for people willing to stand up, people like Elizabeth Warren, like Dan Cain, who's holding the line, who's looking out for you. This is not normal. This is not politics as usual. The urgency is right now, and the Senate has a decision to make because this man cannot be trusted. Warren said the Fed has had serious ethics problems, and she's right. But Kevin Warsh isn't the solution. The Senate needs to say hell no in this confirmation, and that is an absolute fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way. What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and thank you so much for watching. If you're into what we're doing here, hit that like button because it really helps. And if you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to Rebel HQ and ring that bell so you never miss an upload. I've also got a playlist with all my videos, so feel free to dive in and catch up. And if you're over the corporate spin and want real people power news, hit that join button and be part of the movement. We could not do this without your support. Seriously, thank you. Stay informed, stay engaged, and I'll see you in the next one. And that's a fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.